Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Anna and today is my Pan Those Eyeshadows finale. I'm so excited to have a finale with this project now. I wasn't able to film another update like I kind of wanted to, but here we are now. We're going to have a great finale because I'm going to tell you how many eyeshadows I've hit pan in this year in this project alone. So let me just start with updating you on these two palettes here. As you know, in the last round, I've decided to work on specific eyeshadows in specific palettes that I've chosen for myself. And one palette was the Riviera palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is a beautiful palette. I really love it. It kind of, I don't know, it gives me so many good vibes, this palette. So I had already great dips in this palette, so it was quite easy to hit pan on all the eyeshadows that I've hit pan in this year. And let me show you what it's looking like. So this is what my palette looks like, and as you can see, I have been working on this eyeshadow here, this one, and this one. So I was able to hit pan in 4 eyeshadows in this palette. And all the pans that you can see in this palette I've hit in the last year in this project. So quite exciting. I could almost hit pan in all the eyeshadows in this palette. So I've hit 12 pans in this palette alone, which is kind of crazy to me. And I don't know if you can see it, but I've started working on these 2 eyeshadows. So it's one of my biggest goals for the next year, is to hit pan in all the eyeshadows in this palette. I mean, of course, there are only 2 left, so it's pretty obvious that this will be my goal for next year. I started combining the 2 of them, which is quite good because I don't like them individually, but together they mix into kind of a dirty corally shade, which I love, so it's easier to use them that way. So now let's talk about the individual eyeshadows in here. Yacht, I would say, is not my perfect eyeshadow because the color just doesn't look that good on me, but it's a nice formula and I love it as a base for a look. So I love starting with this one and then putting other things on top of it. Then Seychelles is such a beautiful eyeshadow. I really got remembered how much I love this color and loved using it. And then Seaside is one of my favorite eyeshadows in this palette. I would say Mediterranean and Seaside are my 2 favorites. I love them so much. Seaside is the perfect all over the lid and just easily blended out eyeshadow, so it's a perfect everyday shade for me and I absolutely love it. And then Coastline is just a beautiful coral, so it was easy to hit pan in this one too, but I really had to use it a lot because there wasn't really a dip in it before. I don't know exactly what I'm doing with this palette because I'm going to have another eyeshadow project pan next year. I think it's going to be the Pan in Every Palette project, but I will, do it a bit differently maybe because I kind of want to turn it into a usage goal project pan, but I'm not exactly sure how my rules will be, but you will see the intro in January and then you will know. And until then, I will have it figured out. So yeah, I'm very excited for this palette. Look at all the pan. I can't believe it. I love it. Oh, it looks awesome in this kind of rainbow palette. Then this palette here, the Avocado Toast palette from BH Cosmetics. It was kind of a different reason that I wanted to work on this palette. It was kind of the opposite reason because I only had 1 pan in this palette and I really wanted to have some more pans in this palette. I have it for over 2 years now and I just felt like, there has to be more pan. So I've decided to work on 4 eyeshadows in here, or I think 3 to 4, I don't know what I said exactly. And this is what my palette looks like. So as you can see, this pan was from before and then I hit pan in these 4 eyeshadows in here. So I think that I said that my goal was to hit pan in this one, and then in one of the greens, but I just couldn't do it. I used them a few times, but matte colorful eyeshadows are so hard for me to use at the moment, so I just couldn't do it. And then I decided to go with this one. This one is such a lovely warm yellowy shade in the pastel realm, so it really works on my skin because I have a very fair and cool undertone, and it's really hard to use yellows for me because they always turn into some kind of a muddy green because I have such a strong blue undertone, and especially on my eyes. And this one here really worked for me, and I think I have figured out now why some shades work and some others don't. And it's if they're pastels and they have a lot of white in them, so what other people might say looks chalky on them looks actually good on me. So because this has such a strong white in it and it really makes it a pastel, a true pastel, it kind of cancels out everything from underneath that could shine through, and that's why it's working. So this looks beautiful on me. I love it, and I'm so glad that I could use a yellow on me. So this was really a nice one to use, and I'm excited that I could hit pan in it. So I'm very excited for all of these. This eyeshadow here is incredible. I don't know if you can see it, but it is so sparkly and so beautiful. This is one of the best eyeshadows I've ever tried in a BH Cosmetics palette and in drugstore palettes in general. It's such a good one. So this is like a high-end eyeshadow, I would say. And the same goes with this one here, because this is not only a green, there is some golden and blue sparkle running through it, and it's so beautiful. So these two here are my absolute favorites in this palette. And then this one here I like a lot too. This one is not my favorite. It's just a regular, like, limey, yellowy, greeny light eyeshadow, and it doesn't have a lot of impact. So I feel like this one and this one are way better formulas. But overall, I'm so happy to have 5 pans now in this palette. So I think it was a great success, even if I couldn't hit pan in these two, but this one was a replacement for them and I'm happy with that. So I feel like the other eyeshadows in here will be way more difficult now to work on. But I mean, we will see that in a future project. So now I would say let's just show you the looks that I've created with these two palettes, and I often use them together with my Panda palette, but you will see that in my Pan palette video I have some other looks too, but some are the same because I just loved using them together. Especially Seaside and Mediterranean from the Riviera palette are so beautiful together with the shade Soul from my Norina palette. I feel like they're a match made in heaven and I love combining them. And you will see some fun green looks and some more neutral looks and everything in between. So I really enjoyed working with these palettes. So I did rewatch all my Pan Those Eyeshadows videos and I counted and I've hit pan on 45 eyeshadows in this project alone. So I'm not counting the pans that I've hit in my Panda palette project. So 45 eyeshadow pans I think is a great number for this project. I don't know, I didn't know that I could do it. I didn't set a number goal for me, but now that I've hit this number, I think it's incredible. So I'm very happy with that. And overall, this project is so much fun. I love to kind of randomly select eyeshadows to work on. It makes me getting to know my palette so much better, and I don't know, because I'm forced to work with them, I can make them work every time, and that's such a fun thing to do. So I really want to continue with this project. So I'm definitely going to do this project again in the next year. So you will see my intro in January. So, be on the lookout for that. And until then, I really want to thank you for following along my project this year. And thank you all so much for watching. I wish you all a beautiful day.